afternoon. This is Melissa with the Stock Swoosh, and I am here tonight to discuss with you 26 Golden Gap points to profitability. I am Melissa Armo, and I have a company called the Stock Swoosh. If you're interested in finding out more information about the Stock Swoosh or the Golden Gap class or the 26 points, please feel free to email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. I have many videos also on my YouTube site, which is called Stock Swoosh, and you can go to our Facebook page or Twitter page at the Stock Swoosh and like us. I want to discuss with you today about the stock market. The stock market is accessible to everyone from any walk of life to trade it and make money. So why doesn't everyone trade then successfully? One reason is they do not have a system that works. And you need a system that works, and one that works consistently over time and in any type of market. In fact, it needs to work independently of the market. Now, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about if the market is screaming up in a power trend and you want to short a gap down, you want to have conviction that that is going to work, that your bias on the day to go short is going to work independently of the market, consistently, meaning over and over and over again, most of the time, okay? And the Golden Gap works independently of the market, and that's what's so incredible and amazing about my system. Here's an example of a Golden Gap that was back in December. Here it is, right here. This is DG. This is a daily chart of DG, and this is what I call a Golden Gap, right here. Now, the 26 points I'm talking about, I figure out and decide in the morning which symbol, which stock I'm going to trade, which gap I'm going to play based on the daily chart. Everything I'm looking at is in the daily chart. That's the whole thing. This is everything for me here. So in order to be profitable consistently in a system, for me, the Golden Gap requires an enormous amount of detail, and that's what is the 26 points. I look at 26 things. 26 things, that's a lot of things. 26 is a lot. A lot of things to look at on a chart of a stock to determine if it's good, if it rates high. I go through point by point by point every morning. Now, obviously, the more that you do it, the faster you get at it, but I still do it. Every single morning when I'm deciding what gap to trade, I look at 26 things on that to decide which one I'm going to do. And if it rates 20 or higher, I take it. If it rates at a 19, it only has a 50-50 chance of working. So something could get 19 points and only have a 50-50 chance of working. That's what kind of intricacy and detail is in my system. And if it's 20 or above, it's good. Now, the system is tough. It's tough because I want to make sure I find a quality gap and a quality stock to play in the day with a high probability of working. Because that high probability, that detail, those 26 points, all the work I'm doing pre-market to figure this out, what I'm doing, or post-market, is going to help me make money on the day trading and be profitable. So here was a trade. This was back in December. Okay, this was a gap from DG in December. This was an earnings, and this was a Golden Gap. I'm going to go over the regular play and then an ad in it, if you want to do an ad in it. And this is rather complicated when I go over it with the ad. I'm going to discuss this more in the webinar. I'm doing a free webinar with HotCom on Thursday, January 10th at 4:30 p.m. So you can come and I'm going to discuss trades like this and go over in more detail what I mean about these 26 points and the gaps. But for now today, I want to discuss with you this Golden Gap that was GG. This is a 1-minute chart, okay? Now, here's where the entry was. The proper entry was at 9:54 a.m. Price was 45.67. Stop was over 45.78. I'm using an example if you wanted to risk about $300. So $330, you could have taken 3,000 shares. The stop was 11 cents. And the exit, which I'm going to go over with you as well, was 43.55. Now, it went past that. The real target was 43, but I'm going to go back to the chart and show you in a minute. The profit on this total trade, risking $330, was over $6,000, $63.60. So the total profitability is 19 times the amount you risk. Now, of course, you have to be able to warrant an account that can sustain risking $300. But even if you can't, say cut that in half, cut that to 150, 180, cut it in a third third if you want to. A third of $6,000 is $2,000. Okay, so if you'd risked 100 some bucks, you could have made over $2,000. Okay, even if your account cannot withstand this kind of risk, divide it by 2, divide it by 3, divide it by 4 if you want to. That's still going to be 19 times the amount that you risk that you made a profitability. Whenever I take a trade, the reason that I made this whole system with the 26 points is, number one, I want to make sure that the gap is good. I want to have a high probability of it working. And I also want to be able to take really clean entries with nice stops that have a good risk to reward. On a worst case scenario, my risk to rewards pay out 4 to 5 on this system. Best case, it's over 10 and can be up to 20 or more, which obviously this one was almost 20 times the amount you risked. Okay, so here is the first entry on this thing, 954. Okay, have to put the stop right here over the base. I usually give it 2 to 3 pennies. Okay, and you follow it down. Now, after it does this pivot, you can lower your stop here, so you're safe no matter what. And no matter what happens then, you lower your stop into this 10-15 reversal time, you can't lose, all right? So you're doing that to protect yourself in the trade. You get the drop. Now, you can lower your stop again here too, but I wouldn't do that, okay? I wouldn't do that because sometimes these things wiggle and jiggle. This is a cleaner place to put the stop. You see, right, we're here, this is real resistance. This is actual resistance here. This is not as clean. I mean, there it is, really, it is there. Remember, these are areas of resistance, but this is cleaner up here, and it's at an actual 10-15 reversal time. This is not a clean reversal time here. That's the problem with this, lowering your stop here. And you got to be careful, because if you lower your stop and it takes you out and goes on to run, you're going to be upset. So I like to protect what I'm doing, but it has to be a clean place to put the stop, or otherwise I leave it back where I put it. Okay, so you get the drop into 1030. I want to see a break of the low of the day, and by the time it gets all the way back down here, you have 100% conviction it's going to do it, and then it drops off the cliff here, and here's where you got to take it out, right here. As soon as you get this big push down, you're in this thing all this time, okay, for almost an hour. You get a huge move like this, you have got to book it. And it's into 1045 reversal time, almost there. You start to get this kind of green, you take it. All right? Now, this is money management at this point here. And remember, if you took a $300 risk, you're up over $6,000, you're not giving any of that back. No. You're not going to suffer through a rally late in the morning or into lunch with that kind of profits. You have to book the money. That's something else I teach in my class as well. When I teach these points, I say, you know what? Make sure you book it. Book it! All right? So, I also wanted to show you the play with the ad. Now, what does an ad mean? I can detail this more at another time, but an ad means you're taking a clean play, and it starts to go, but it hasn't started to go a lot, which this didn't. Okay, I don't like to take ads when they're so far gone that when you add to the position, it kills your price and your profitability. I don't like to do that. I will add to something at the same price. All right, I'll do that a lot. People see that in my trading room. Or I will add to something where it's near close to my price and I have a nice place to put down the stop, and I can really take a nice extra position in there and have a clean new stop and make sure it's going to work, but it's not too far into my price. Here was the ad on this, right in here. And you could have actually taken this for the first entry if you wanted to be ultra conservative. You could have waited for right here. This is aggressive over here. All right, here was the ad. So you can double your position here, put your stop right over here. If you do that, you can't lose. The way that the price cost averages into it was the initial entry here, the initial price here. The stop was over the 45.78. You're in it risking 11 cents or 330 bucks. When you add on the ad, which I'll go back to in a minute, 45.36, you can add another 3,000 shares. You're doubling your position for a total of 6,000. So at 45.51, the risk is 5 cents or $300. And I'll go back and show you this in a minute. With the stop over 45.46, if you stay in this thing, now you're in this to the target, which was 43 bucks. It actually went past the target. Which you don't know if it's going to do that. You have to take it. $43 is a real target on the day. It gets there. Here's how much you made. Here's how much you're made. If you can withstand doing this kind of thing and know how to do it accurately, and you have an account that can do it, this is what you could make with these golden gap plays. And the total amount of profitability is 50 times the amount you risked. Now, if this had stopped out on the ad, or if you didn't put the stop at the right place, or you didn't add at the right place, you could end up with nothing. And you were up in this trade to this point. Because remember, you got in here at 67, added at 36. You were up 30 cents on 3,000 shares. So you're up like $900 by the time you got in this, okay? But the point is that when you made the ad, you had to lower the stop over 51. So if it had taken you out, then you would have been break even. Well, let's go back and look at it. Here's your entry. You're in. Follow it down all the way, get out here, book the money. Now, if you take it here and you do the ad here, you're in this thing with 100% conviction. You're taking it to the target. You're gonna hold this through lunch. You're gonna do everything because you have so much size now. You're gonna play it out for the big money. Okay, the real big money to get double digits in front of a comma. Okay, that's what you're heading for because you like the gap, you like the way that it's set up. It's a golden gap, you know it, and you know that once it breaks under the low of the day, it has a high odds of going to the target. I also must say that the target on this stock was very, very, very clear. I discussed it in the room before it even opened on the day. I said, boom, there it is, $43. That is so clear, the target. And every time I say that in my room, I say, that's the target, clear as day. Every time I say that, I know that they're going to go there because they have very high odds of doing that. Because it's not often that I say it. It's not often I say, this is a definitive target. Boom, there, right there. And whenever I say it, it works. So here you do the ad. Have to put the stop over here. You're all in this thing now. You get the drop. You are holding it now to the target because of the size. Now you're monitoring yourself. But again, you have to be aware that you can't lower the stop unless you get a clean pivot to do so. And you've got to wait for it to get to the target and wiggle and jiggle till it goes there. Now, it did work out beautifully. It did go, let me find it here, past the target right in here. It actually went down to like 42.80 something, 42.78 I think was the bottom here. Beautiful, beautiful trade. And it took until the end of the day to get to this point. And you have to be patient with these things. But it never did anything wrong. Never did anything wrong. Even with the ad, there was no reason to ever lose conviction in it. It was an absolutely beautiful golden gap. And this is the kind of thing that you can learn if you take my class and learn what the 26 points are and how to take these kind of clean entries. That you can take this kind of risk so that you can take 3,000 shares of something or 6,000 shares of something. How are you going to do that unless you have a real reason to do it with so much focus and so much conviction that you can do it? Okay, again, it goes over the whole thing that I teach, which is the power of conviction. And there is nothing like trading with conviction. There is no comparison. It is like night and day. And the world I live in trading is a world that is filled with conviction. Everything I do is about that. And the Golden Gap 26-point rating system gives you conviction in your stock pick, your bias, and your analysis to trade the correct entry on the day. It also assists you with target and profit taking, so you don't exit a trade too soon. Many people exit trades too soon. And if you're in something that's a golden gap and you've rated it high and it rates 26 points and you have a lot of conviction in it, you're not going to get out of that thing too soon. You're going to make sure you get the $2 move, the $3 move, the $4 move that the stock has on the day. 100% conviction is what you need. And it's so hard to say that about anything with trading because nothing's 100%, but you have to have 100% conviction, because in having that, it lessens the risk for you to press the button, to take the trade, to do the side, to take the kind of entries and the kind of ads that I just showed you. You have to get to a place mentally where you have 100% conviction and you see in the distance the light as if you're seeing into a crystal ball what the stock is going to do in the day. If I could only convey to you how incredible this point system is, that it almost predicts the stock is going to do in the day, but the things I look at in the points, it is incredible. Okay, it is incredible, and you have to learn how to do it, and you have to learn how to trade with conviction if you want to have consistent, profitable results in the market. As far as I'm concerned, the only way to trade is to trade gaps, and you can't trade every gap in the world in the market. They just don't all work. Some of them work and some of them don't. How do you know which ones to do? You do the good ones. How do you find the good ones? You rate them. You have a system. And looking at 2 or 3 or 4 things is not enough. It's never enough. 26 things is a lot. And let me tell you, 26 things is enough. It's enough to give you conviction. It's enough to take these plays. It's enough to trade and make money. You need a plan of action, and you need a plan of action in order to be successful trading. You need a proven system and a strategy that works in order to make money trading. And the 26-point Golden Gap rating system is a plan of action that can help you achieve profitability and trading success. I don't care if you are a day trader, a swing trader, a core trader, an investor, long-term, whatever you do with your trading monies. You still need a plan. You still need a plan of action, and you still need a strategy. You can't just say, well, don't really need to know the 26 points because I'm not a day trader. Okay, well, what kind of trader are you? Well, I'm an investor. I'm a core trader. I'm a swing trader. Okay, what's your strategy? Well, my strategy is I trade trends. Do you know how dangerous it is to just trade a trend looking at a buy setup or a sell setup on a daily chart right now, given the way the market's been acting in the last month? You got chopped up like crazy in the month of December if you were a trend trader trying to play trends on the daily chart and stocks. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what kind of trading you do. If you want to be successful long term, you have to have a strategy. You have to have a strategy. And the great thing about what I know about gaps in the 26-point system is that you can use it for swing tradings. You can use it for core trades because the gaps are so good, so great, so golden that they work on the day to play as a day trade and they continue. So you can take them the day that they gap. If you don't want to trade them intraday, you can take them the day that they gap. Get in them. Get in them as a swing trade that day. Take the position. Have a plan, okay, how you're going to money manage it, and you follow it along. You follow it through till it's natural order progression to the target, whether you're in it for days or weeks, and obviously your targets will be different and your risk will be different if you're trading longer term than day trading. But day trading, they work on the day, and then the day of the gap, you enter them as a swing trade or a core trade, which you can hold for as long as you want to, until the chart tells you that the move is over. But all of this still requires a strategy and a plan. There's so many people out there that trade without a system and without any plan of action, and that is not the thing to do. That is not going to help you find your path to success. If you want to find your path to success, get on the path of success, my advice to you is not only to take my class, but to learn how powerful having a plan and a system is, and that it's really make it or break a difference in everything that you do. And you've got to stick to it too. That's the other thing. I can give you the class, you can take the course with me, you can be in my room, but you still have to follow it, all right? So it's a 26-point checklist to success. Here it is. You just go through the checklist every morning of the 26 points to find the gaps that you like. The Golden Gap course. The Golden Gap course is a professional bearish gap system, and I'm teaching my next class January 26th and 27th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It is 2 full jam-packed days of learning the 26 points, charts to go with them so you learn everything, get them down, the entries and exits for my trades, and a play that I do called the Swoosh. The cost for the class is $15.99, and if you're interested, please contact me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com for more information, and I can send you the class outline as well if you would like more detail about the Golden Gap course. Remember, education is a present and a gift that you give to yourself. Sometimes we don't think about doing things for ourselves, like spending money on a class in order to help us with something like trading. But in the end, it really prepares you so well to succeed in the market. Throwing yourself and your money into the market without becoming well prepared is dangerous. It's like taking unnecessary risks. When you learn a system, a complete and detailed system, it will help you, prepare you to do well, to be successful trading. And without something with detail and focus and a system, you are left hanging with the market. And sometimes things will work and sometimes they won't. And in the end, you're going to waste precious time instead of just spending the money for yourself, to learn the information in the class. You're gaining the knowledge. I am giving you the knowledge. That's what I am doing. I'm assisting you with the process. And winter is a great season to study and learn. Winter, it's cold in the Northeast. It's cold in a lot of places in the country. It's a great time to buckle down and study and take classes and read books and study your charts and learn. Learn something new that you can take forward to make money in 2013. I also have a live trading room if you're interested in. It's called the Swoosh Trading Room, and it equals results. I do not call a million plays in my room. I only do gaps, and that's all that I call in the trading room. So it is a live trading room from 8 a.m. to noon. The membership fee for students is $200 if you take the class and $250 for non-students. If you're interested and would like a free trial for the room, please feel free to contact me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. 2013 is about making your dreams come true, and that dream for you may be making money in the stock market. Remember, the stock market and making money as a trader is available to anyone from any walk of life. You can do it if you learn how to do something that works, and the 26-point Golden Gap system works. I'm doing a free live webinar January 10th. It's 4:30 Eastern Time. The place to go to sign up is www.onlinetradercentral.com. Go there, sign up for the online webinar. I would love to see you attend. I'll go into detail about more trades, more information about the Golden Gap and the 26 points, and I will see you there. Thank you and have a great day.